Would you agree that sex is something that's shared between two people?
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Why do men have to pay a higher price in order to have access to a shared activity?
Because we got to take the time to get ready, and we got to know our value on that.
What do you mean?
Jesus Christ, fart cam boys back. Please react to Moon's new video on billionaires. We'll check it out. No, the live streams are only saved on Rumble and Locals, guys. That's it. The moment it ends on YouTube, you're not seeing it anywhere else. Yeah. So appreciate everybody that's on there. Appreciate all the supporters on Locals. Thank you, guys.
Because there's also women that have to pay a lot more money on lots of things in generic.
Well, I'm saying, like, typically it's expected, like, guys have to kind of, like, approach women, pay for dates. They have to, like, you know, just kind of, like, court women and treat them and buy them dinner.
Because originally, in olden times, they owned us.
And we want to be taken care of, so you kind of just have to get with it or get lost.
Okay, so wouldn't that mean that women basically dictate the rules?
I think that women do dictate the rules at the bottom line of it all, because at the end of the day, every man, for the most part, is going to want that release. So,
based upon this logic, since men are physically stronger than women, should men be able to take advantage of women physically?
Physically, yes, because we're stronger. But, like, you mean morally? No.
I mean, not all men are stronger than women. I know some really strong women. And if you're talking about strength, there's physical strength as well as emotional strength. There's so many different types of strength.
He's talking physically. Why do they always have to do that? There's different kinds of strength. There's, you know, mental strength. And I definitely know some women that are stronger than some men. Well, those are hardly, you know, you can hardly call those men then.
Specifically, I said physically stronger.
Oh, okay, sorry, I didn't hear that.
But in general, I'm not saying, like, obviously there are exceptions, but in general, you know, most men are stronger than most women. So should men be able to take advantage of women physically?
Oh, definitely not.
So why should women be able to take advantage of men just because they can?
I don't think they should. I never said I agreed with that.
Wouldn't it be taking advantage of men by making them pay a higher price for a shared activity? Is that not taking advantage?
Like a club?
Yeah, but I guess when it's not something that you're instigating, when it's something that's an overall club or management, it's kind of out of your control.
Why are men subjected to forced compliance?
oh my God, that's a hard one. Hold on. You know, men are...
Bro, if you put a fart can on your Honda Civic, rip your sex life. You don't have one. Stop it.
weak at the end of the day, so it's really all up to them. So, what do you want? You want to be celibate, or you're gonna have to cave in at some point to what we want?
So, should men exploit women's?
Why is face tattoos becoming a thing? Seriously, it's actually super degenerate. It's disgusting to see. Why is face tats normalized? Oh man.
Weaknesses?
I don't think they should, but we do it, and everything should be leveled out, kind of.
Which of the following do you think women find more satisfying? Actually having sex, or knowing that they hold the power by withholding sex?
I guess that depends on which woman. I mean, some women don't. Some women really. I mean, they really.
Quite the evolution, eh? In like the span of 20 years, 30 years. Yeah, about 90s and up. We had the tramp stamp on the lower back. Then it slowly evolved into between the boobs. And then it's just F it, zero rules. Put them all over your face. That was the one place you don't touch. Any ink on a woman, face. Can't mess with the face. Can't mutilate the face with a tattoo. Now, face tats, I'm seeing them more and more all over the place.
Really just enjoy their intimacy. But then there you do have women that do enjoy the power that comes with it.
Having sex?
Yeah, having sex.
Why will women often withhold sex when men have a stronger biological need for sex than women?
Because it's choice. If you don't want to have sex, why would you have sex?
Be accessible all the time. That's not necessarily fair on our part. So we should.
So are all these questions just...
Yes, man. If it's not on their face, it's all over their throat too. Just please scream, I have daddy issues. My dad was never home. I lacked attention and crave it so bad that I'm willing to tattoo my neck and my face. No thanks. No thanks. Man, that's the opposite of femininity. For all the videos we watch where women are saying like, yeah, they want us to be feminine, all that stuff. No, period. No. There's nothing feminine about a tattoo all over your neck or your face.
Try to get justification, like why men do the things that they do.
I think knowing that you hold the power, that's
Knuckle tats. Didn't even notice these.
definitely way more relevant, because if you can withhold yourself and control your own urges, then you can really conquer anything, because the want for the thing is more powerful than the getting of the thing. You know what I mean?
Why is sex typically the first thing that's withheld when women don't get what they want?
I mean, I can't relate to that personally. I mean, for me, sex is really special. So I guess it's for when I'm ready.
It's the first thing to go away when anything is broken in a relationship. It's the first the desire to be with you physically goes away. I got that happens to me. If somebody, I'm not arguing with somebody and having animosity toward them and then giving them my love.
Isn't that the same thing as using sex as a weapon against men?
Yes, absolutely.
If a man refusing to spend money on a woman turns her off, does a man being coerced to spend money on a woman turn him off?
I could. Many men.
Ryan, I'd rather visible red flags from day one versus silent secret issues you find out later on. Saves time to weed the crazies out. I mean, I know what you're saying, but the point is the visible red flags from day one, just automatic no anyways. So they shouldn't be on your radar, period. You need to learn on how to weed out the crazies no matter what. So yes, sweet of them to get prison tats and, disqualify themselves from a serious relationship, but those weren't the girls you wanted anyways. I mean, the tats are all over their face. That's a given. So you still have to learn. It's not one or the other. Both exist out in the wild. You're screwed.
Oh yeah. They were like, oh no, you ain't paid. I gotta pay for this? And I'm out.
Look, the easiest flag is your father in your life. Do you have a healthy relationship with your father? I want to meet your father. I told you guys early, some of the very best videos with like golden advice are early in the channel where I covered a bunch of this stuff. Meeting the father, don't fear meeting the father. I tell you guys this all the time. That whole trope of, daddy scaring the hell out of the new boyfriend is absolute horseshit. If anything, I'm judging the father way more than he judges me. I'm looking for any issues in their relationship. I'm trying to find out how he treats his wife and how his wife treats him, what the power dynamic is like in the relationship. If I see any crack in his masculinity, that red flag is worth a thousand of her other smaller red flags. I'm done. I'm not playing fix daddy issues in a woman, period. If your father isn't there to instill in you like character, manners, respect, right? Good qualities, self-esteem, I'm out, bro. I'm not trying to play repair the damage with you. That's a lifetime of work you got to put in before meeting me. Yeah, you guys need to stop fearing the father. Meet his ass right away. Ask to have dinner with the family right away. It's weird. Don't be scared. And that's going to like ring off alarm bells in her head. Probably most of the time, it's going to be like, oh shit, he wants to meet the family. Insecurity starts to spawn out of them. It shouldn't spawn out of you. You should be ready to go. Dude, bring on the father ASAP. The faster you can meet the dad and hang out with him and see the dynamic of the family, the faster you get to make your decision whether to pursue this woman or not. All this other shit comes second. Then you want to find out if she has self-awareness. If she is self-aware and introspective, you just ran into a golden nugget right there. You got one of the rare few. Do those two things, typically you'll be all right. Omni, thanks, bro. The father wants to let go of his daughter to a good man. Yeah. And the family tells on themselves so quick at dinner. They'll air out all the laundry. Partially because they're nervous. And also they think they may, ease you into the conversation. But it's like... Your boy's scoping out red flags during that entire combo. Please, dude. Ryan, after my divorce, her dad still keeps in contact with me. LOL, dads love me. Sheesh.
That's it. That's the last date.
It takes away the feeling that, she wants to be with me for me and not just because I'm paying for dinner or I'm taking her out and spending money on her.
What are your thoughts on the expression, every man pays for sex?
I think every man pays for sex.
Men do pay for sex, even if they're in a relationship or they're married. In some ways, they're
So Someone said take a notebook to the family date. You might as well bust that shit out like you're a therapist. Slap that notebook on the table and just start writing shit, scribbling everything when they start talking. See how uncomfortable they get. So tell me about the time. Oh man, have motherfuckers sweating bullets at dinner.
Paying for sex, whenever they get it.
Don't men use power to get sex while women use sex to get power?
Yes. Yes, 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 yes.
Why do women often claim victimhood by the very thing they use to get power?
Oh, that's a good one. Because it comes down to the whole advantages of it all, like aggressiveness of it. Sometimes there's so many factors to that, to be honest with you.
Like I said, it's a cultural phenomenon. There's a lot of different factors in play. We got laws, we got rules, we got unsaid rules, we got a lot of things in play where the mindset of the woman is put at odds with what's natural.
Do you believe that all adults have sexual needs?
Yes.
Yes, I do.
Should lonely men be expected to satisfy their sexual needs watching porn?
Yeah.
If so, why would men still crave sex when porn is free and available all over the internet?
Because everybody needs a physical touch.
Because there's a difference between physical act and
Because
watching.
sex is different than watching a video and like touching yourself. There's a difference.
Just like the difference between masturbation and actual sex.
Yeah.
So don't you think that those men are actually craving intimacy?
Yeah. At the end of the day,
Yeah.
What do women value more, love or power?
For me personally, love.
Love as well.
It seems to me like women value power these days.
You see how different the answers are? It's beautiful. Women and giving advice. Name a better duo. I crave love. Love. If you insert a Chad, that's 10 out of 10. Imagine the conjuring in her mind of the perfect man. Then the answer is love, because the power is already there. He's the guy everybody wants. But when you're a normal man and you see her in love with a powerful guy, your answer is going to be power. She wants power. She just wants the powerful man to love her and not have a harem. Womenese, bro, what's new? Ben, thanks, brother. Love dating in Eastern and Northern Europe because splitting the bill is more the norm. Yeah, but when it comes to marriage, that mentality is not going to fly. And by the way, in Eastern and Northern Europe, if she lets you split the bill, that's a red flag. Heard it here first.
Women value love way more than power.
If all the men in the world were gay, how would women get power?
What? Yeah, never thought about it, to be honest. And
If all men in the world were gay, how would women get power?
They would get really good at sucking.
I think from succeeding in other things in life, there's so much more than just sexual elements. So
I can't. Typical Western mentality. Zero accountability.
through their work, their business, their jobs, their own career path and goals.
Can we agree that women get their power by manipulating straight men?
Yeah, a lot of the time, yes.
Don't women get power by using sex as a weapon against men?
Yeah, I do.
Don't women have power because men give it?
Are you kidding me?
Don't women get power by using sex as a weapon against men?
Yeah, I do.
Don't.
Is it a surprise, the answer in the face tats?
Don't.
Just the pride with which you say that. Beautiful. Beautiful. No shame. In your game, zero.
What the hell? Women have power because men give it to them?
Yes, absolutely.
So aren't women biting the hand that feeds them?
Yes, all the time. I'm with it.
So why is there so much talk in our society about the exploitation of women, but we don't talk about this exploitation of men?
Simultaneously what? Empowered and a victim. Double standards, that's why. Can't say that out loud though. Strong boss, babe.
I think that men have so many advantages at life already that
Ah, here we go. So we can abuse and take advantage of men because they're so privileged in life on everything else. It's a privilege to be a man. So like scamming him and taking advantage of him and pulling a Cardi B, drugging him and robbing him. Strong boss, babe. You go, girl.
We just try to like snatch whatever we can. Like
They started learning how to unionize women.
What does that mean?
They've learned how to have each other's backs inside of whatever male-dominated or what they would consider chauvinistic form they're in. All we really need is to figure out how to satisfy our women and keep our men from going crazy in the meantime. Because the depression
Calm down, bro.
we've had
Breathe.
as
Breathe, my man. Breathe. Calm down. Listen, what he's trying to say in shorter words is stop simping. Simps are the issue here. Catch your breath. Get it out. Come on.
as men from falling down in front of our families is killing us.
What's the difference between today's hookup culture and the free love movement of the 1960s?
Got it.
Drugs. There was a lot of heavy use of drugs very, very commonly, and I feel like that's not as accepted in society today.
Today's hookup culture is a result of having no consequence in mind for sex without marriage.
Good job, brother. Redeem yourself. It says, T. Diamond, thanks, brother. Most men and women don't grow up with an active father. Should you still judge something out of our control? What can fatherless people do to help? That's a good one. I think it comes down to accountability and when you start holding people to it. At what age, we had this question before, at what age as a man and a woman are you now completely responsible for your childhood trauma, such as not having a father present? You get excused up until what age? And then you would need to develop some self-awareness. So most people were saying like 16, 17, 19, 21, 25. Some people said as late as 30. For the most part, people said around 20. Around 20, you should develop the self-awareness because the brain fully develops by 25. Is that correct? So technically somewhere before or around 25, you need to be absolutely fully aware of all your trauma and damage, baggage, everything you're carrying with you into adulthood, and you begin to fix all that. So if you're a 30-year-old woman and you're still making mistakes, can you still blame your childhood? If you're a 30-year-old man and still making mistakes, if you're still acting out in some way your childhood trauma, causing you to be in that vicious cycle, can you still blame childhood? I said the age of accountability, case-to-case basis. Yeah, but in general, would say for sure by 25, you need to start looking into that stuff.
How do we go?
And even then, that sounds crazy to say today because society's so infantilized. Like, 25 is wild. Back in the days, great-grandparents, grandparents, parents, for some of us still, already had multiple kids in a family to take, the reins of. They were already responsible and adults for a lot of stuff. To say 25 is wild. 18, you were supposed to be a man. You can go to war at 18 and kill somebody. You can get killed at 18. The government says by 18, you're ready to rock, soldier. Surely is an interesting convo.
From that movement to today, where women need to be compensated for their time and attention. We went from free love to pay to play, transactional.
I think the culture shifted into more we're trying to compensate for what women didn't get all this time, and it's kind of like an overload, to be honest.
We as females, we have female tax. Are you males familiar with that? Probably not, because you guys don't have male tax.
Can you educate us on that?
Yeah, so all of our period products and stuff like that, there's actually a female tax that is written on it.
Anything that's pink, we get taxed extra on.
Yeah, there's a pink, it's technically called a pink tax.
I think a lot of things, it doesn't particularly come down to one thing. Like apps like Tinder and Hinge are really easily accessible. So I think people just have that hookup culture of, oh yeah, they're good, but we can just move on to someone else. When I think relationships, sex and love were a little bit more valued back then because
Someone said male tax is the draft.
it wasn't, you had to work harder. You didn't have social media to look at people. You had to really invest in someone's time and meet them physically and out in person.
Why is it often said that prostitution is the world's oldest profession?
Because nothing is more valuable than the woman's genitals.
Because sexual pleasure is so important and it's a big part of our lives. So I think it's something that's needed by everyone.
I think women since the dawn of time have always, they've known that prostitution, or at least sex, is a way for them to get power.
Somebody said male tax is the female.
I guess there were less forms of entertainment. These days we have so much variety and choice. We can go to a club, we can go to a casino, anywhere you want. There's so many opportunities in terms of traveling and experiencing different cultures and things like that. So back in the day, I feel like there wasn't that many exciting things. You went to work, you worked hard, you drank a lot, and you went to a brothel or a prostitution place of practice. So I feel like there were less options back then to choose from.
Prostitution, it's just, at the end of the day, it's like the last hold on of men power they can do. No, you cannot sell your body.
Why is prostitution mentioned more?
Cool. So the tatted one thinks selling her body is empowerment. Wow, man. Do you see how they create their own soldiers? Their own demise. They radicalize these people into believing things that's against their best interest. They're quite literally zealots for the wrong cause. It's their own downfall. Oh, wow.
In religious history than actual history?
That is a great question, isn't it? I don't know. I mean, the natural assumption would be that obviously something is going on that they don't want to be brought to the light.
And how funny is it that when they sell their bodies like that, they still, after being empowered, still say, men are disgusting. The men I sold my body to. I can't stand men. They're so gross as they sell their body. Gross for ever purchasing such a product. I can't believe they would do that to me in the weird requests I get. Yeah, you've commodified your body, so there's guys with weird fetishes and they're going to ask you to do it. Wow. Who would have seen that one coming? Simultaneously empowered, disgusted, and a victim. Okay.
What?
Well, I think it's because women don't want men to know that prostitution is an option and that it could be a threat to their sexual power over men.
Later, everybody.